After the ceremony, the Trumps escorted the former president and First Lady out of Capitol Hill and onto Marine One. Donald Trump will sign off on an onslaught of ready-to-go executive orders in his first day of office. They include a hardline crackdown on undocumented migrants, a second withdrawal from the Paris Climate Agreement, and rewriting the way the federal government handles sex and gender to only recognise males and females. There's plenty more action to come from DC in the hours ahead with an official parade and parties. So don't go anywhere, folks. We've got all the live events and all the key moments covered. And we've got expert reaction too as we continue to see these live pictures come to us from DC. Let's go to our Washington correspondent, Annalise Nielsen, who's at Capital One Arena. This is where Donald Trump will be heading a little later on. Just worth pointing out too, we've got Tom Connell, Chris Kenny there, and we've got Kasha Gerda, who's here with me in the studio. But we'll go back to Annalise Nielsen. Annalise, just your reaction so far to those folks who've just joined us on the events that have already taken place over the past couple of hours. And how's the atmosphere where you are?
The atmosphere here is pretty good. I'm told that there are still lines of people outside trying to get in, and there's still a bit of a delay with security processing, which is very strict to get in the building, as you'd understand. So there is the potential that we'll have a second day with not a full stadium, and I don't think Donald Trump's going to be too happy with that by the time he arrives. And so the bit of a delay in the program might be in his favour. But what we're watching here is a very unusual event because it started now with speakers here to the crowd of about 20,000. This stadium has capacity and it's not quite full yet. But these are the die-hard Donald Trump supporters that come from across the country and couldn't go out in the National Mall in the cold weather, so have come here instead. We've heard from Peter Navarro, former trade official for Donald Trump, who went to jail for contempt of Congress and is now back in the fold. And we've got Kellyanne Conway behind us, one of his original communication strategists and then personal counsellor to the president. She's still seen as very inner circle with the Trump administration. And it's starting to feel again like a rally, as did that speech which Donald Trump did at the Capitol. It's worth noting that it was a very light-hearted speech. It was joking. He did get into some politics at points, and that was a crowd that he was playing to as if it was a rally, but it's not really. There's also the diplomatic corps in that room, including, I believe, our own ambassador, Kevin Rudd. So he's certainly enjoying himself in that kind of forum here. We're expecting to see him start signing those executive orders, not in the Oval Office, but in front of his supporters across the country. For those executive orders, like you mentioned before, that are so much to the core of what his constituency wants. He's expected to sign them, and we're expected to see some kind of parading around the floor. We don't know who or how big it's going to be, but they do have the Army Marines band here, so there is a bit of music to go with it, which we're standing by to watch it all happen.
OK, it's going to get loud there for sure. Annalise Nielsen, thank you.